What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I'm Matt, and I'm joined today by Ash.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
It's just us today. No Dan bringing down the mood, so...
I know, I've actually switched sides as well.
Yeah, taken on the lead seat, as it were.
That's it, yeah. Sorry, Dan.
So, you're out, Dan. It's game over. Nice little pun.
Nice little pun. Nice pun.
If anyone's not familiar with the show, it's a weekly show where a few friends get together every Monday to discuss the latest news topic in the video game industry. We also go through all the game releases and just kind of give our opinions on them and each pick our favourite game for that week. You can find out everything we do on thegameinitiative.com. Link to that is down below, along with social media. So, starting off, we've already had the low of Dan not being here. Let's bring some more bad news to our viewers. Hitman has been delayed until 2016. It was initially coming out in December, now March, so 3 to 4 month delay there. IO Interactive have basically said that they need this extra time to ensure the content because it's going to be their biggest ever venture. You're looking at the worlds being 6 times larger than even the largest level in the last game, so a real next-gen experience.
It is, which is good, I think, for the game and for the franchise. They haven't got the best sort of reputation of the games being outstanding, and I think they probably feel they need to take it to the next level.
The last one was received okay, but what I'm hearing from this is they're going to go back to their Blood Money, which was when it was kind of, Hitman was regarded as the stealth game back then, along with, obviously, Metal Gear still exists, but stuff like Splinter Cell has since come along and probably been better games. It's basically going to just be Agent 47 in an open world and just so many different ways of how you go about taking out the target. Probably good also that it is March because we've already got Just Cause coming in December. We've got Rainbow Six Siege now coming in December. So from being a nothing month, apart from that little thing called Christmas, December's actually now, people are starting to release games there, which is...
They are. I mean, when have we got Uncharted 4?
March.
So I thought it was around then. It was March or April. Yeah, I mean, it's going to come at a busy time either way. And nowadays, I think with anybody, it's finding a slot that you feel is a good release date for you as well. And that's the key, I think, to being successful or not successful. We only have to look at sort of with the Metal Gear Solid and Mad Max we were talking about off air before, about how Mad Max maybe has suffered because it was released the same day as Metal Gear Solid. So there are certain things to consider when releasing a game.
There is that difficulty, and I suppose nowadays sometimes you've got to accept other games are bigger than you, and you step away. No one would have said, thought any less of Mad Max if they'd been like, let's release a week later, let's stay out of the way of, ideally you want to try and get out before the big game, so hopefully this will be early March, because I think Uncharted's March 19th.
Yeah, I can't think of the exact
date. That kind of rings
day.
a bell for some reason. So early March, give us 2 weeks to enjoy Hitman before Uncharted.
It is a game I'm looking forward to. I think when I saw
same.
the trailer, I thought, they, as long as they do this right, I'm excited for it because it's just a game, a style of game that you don't see too many of, and I think it's coming at a good time.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on to some happier news now.
Yeah.
Well, if you're an Xbox owner, so everyone at this table, an Xbox owner. I've been looking forward to saying that. Always enjoy saying that. All smart people owning Xbox One, and you're going to get your 2 free games coming up in October, which are going to be Valiant Hearts and also The Walking Dead Series 1. So both of those, very good games. Walking Dead, especially if you haven't played a Telltale game before, I think this is the one to kind of go into and enjoy. Their games beforehand were not very good, and there's a lot of good ones now, but
I know it's a big thing for you, isn't it? The Telltale games. I know you like those, and you play a lot of them. The Game of Thrones one, and numerous others that you played.
Yeah, Wolf Among Us and stuff. So there you go. Ash, you can now play Walking Dead for free.
Which I will be doing because I did want to play it, and I actually thought I would at some point. Valiant Hearts Possibly not really my sort of game, I would say, but I'll take 1 out of 2. It's never bad.
You don't like the sad and the destruction of World War One? No. You like your games to be a bit happier, do you?
A little bit more cheery would be nice, but
take the zombie apocalypse any day.
yeah, that's smiles all round, I think.
Yeah, and over on the 360, you'll also be getting The Walking Dead Series 1 for the second half of the month. But the first half of the month is Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which I personally think is coming a month too late.
Ditto.
The 360, they had it on Xbox One in August today, was it?
Yeah,
it was like
was it the same time as... No, PlayStation was a while ago.
PlayStation was in the summer. I think that was like June or something.
I think it was in the summer.
And then Xbox was the month before, and now... I don't know why now. It doesn't...
It doesn't make sense, no.
Maybe 360 owners are the people that don't rush out and buy games straight away anyway, because that's why they're still on the old consoles.
Potentially.
Because... How long do you reckon it's going to be till they stop doing the free games on the 360s and the PS3? Because
I don't know. I'd like to see... I mean, it's a shame you can't monitor, really, how much usage you get from... You know, like with Facebook, they can say, okay, X many people logged in, we know how active it is and how much people are using Facebook at any given day.
Yeah.
I'd like to know at what point the level of Xbox One owners is sort of... closing the gap on 360 owners.
Yeah.
And obviously, as those Xbox 360 convert to the Xbox One, they stop a bit like we did with the PlayStation. The old console becomes redundant and is never used.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to warrant how profitable is it really to be having a free game on the 360.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Microsoft know. They'll have these figures. They will 100% have these figures.
Yeah.
Because it is an Xbox Live service. I see when my friends log in, it says what they're doing and it says in brackets 360. So Live can tell what device you're on.
So I'm sure they do know the numbers, but it would be interesting to see them because I think gradually your 360 owners will move to Xbox One or even PlayStation 4. And use of that 360 is going to reduce.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when it is. But for now, you can still embrace on your free games. You poor people, you. We'll move on to the next item on our list. See, look, Dan here, yabbing at all of this, giving all of that, dragging down the show. We can just be efficient with the news.
That's it,
and everything. We've got a potential strike coming up for the voice actors in video games, which I thought was quite an interesting story.
It is.
They're voting on whether or not they're going to... I mean, everyone strikes nowadays, don't they? It seems. If you're in a union... You're not in a union until you've had a strike. Basically, that's how it seems to be.
It is.
This one I agree with, though. It's over how their pay is structured. And what they're trying to incorporate is something called a back-end bonus, which is a lot how actors and voice actors are paid in the movie TV scene now, where you get royalties on the success of the show, or in this case, the success of the game. So, Troy Baker will get paid his base salary, which will now be slightly lower, but if Uncharted 4 sells X amount of copies, he'll get a bonus for it.
Exactly. And it's that, I think, incentive to people like Troy Baker. Okay, they're not looking always to do a better job because they're always they're
all professionals.
They're all at a high quality already. But I think there is that level of extra, if you like, because if you do a good job and it's a very successful game and you believe in the game a lot and it does very, very well, then obviously that's going to be rewarding for you as well as an individual. So
yeah.
It makes sense, and I think it's a good way to pay people in this sort of industry.
I think it's a very fair way. I mean, you look at the publishers are all multi-billion-dollar companies. So to give the people, it is different to voice actors. Say, I can understand in a video game, it's not quite so much on the actors. It's becoming more and more now, obviously, with all the mocap and everything. But it is still a lot of the work you've got to give to your level designers and your programmers, all the people that are actually building the game.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, the build of the game is obviously crucial, but we see more and more and more the story and the cutscenes. I mean, the depth of the cutscenes, the length of the cutscenes, they are just bigger and better. I mean, games aren't just games anymore. They're stories, they're movies, they're interactive movies effectively with lots of these. So I think the acting is becoming a key integral part of the game.
Yeah, and they should get a slice of the pie, as it were.
Definitely.
Yeah, the money pie.
The money pie.
So we'll find out, obviously, if they do go on strike, we'll bring that to you.
And the implications of that as well, I suppose.
Well, I suppose if they do go on strike, we'll just end up with a lot more remastered copies of stuff, like the next item.
Or time to catch up on our backlog of games, because games are being delayed.
Yeah. We have a potential collection coming this week, or November. This year. Thank you. Lost for words. Still nursing the hangover a little bit. Probably already telling my voice. But yeah, there's on Raru, that famous South African online retailer that everyone uses, the number one. They listed earlier this week a BioShock collection. They had it in for November, as I said. It's been removed now. Obviously, someone at 2K was not very happy that it was on their site. But you've got to think, for a website to list something like this, it must be real. Yes?
No.
No?
I would say not necessarily.
But why would they list it?
Publicity. It's like a PR stunt, effectively. I mean, we're talking about that Raru. I've never heard of them now, but now I have. So it's a good way, I suppose, to make a name for yourself.
It's very cynical.
Well, yeah. I'm not trying to look at it from both sides here, but I think obviously it's a good way to get your name out there to lots of different people. You're in the news on lots of gaming websites. Raru, South African retailer. Everyone's heard of them now, knows who they are. Not that I'm likely to use them and get
imagine the delivery costs.
A T-shirt from South Africa, but there's just as much chance that it is true. But then you have to ask the question: well, how would they have this information?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, a lot of people are given information beforehand, but are given embargoes.
Yeah.
If it's coming out in November, then it's got to be announced pretty soon.
Yes.
So when websites are getting, they're already doing. They would have already done their orders. Like these online retailers would have already done their orders for Q4. So they would have had to have been in contact with all of these companies about games that are coming out in Q4 to make sure that they have sufficient stock. And that's just what I never even thought about it from the PR side that you've just raised. I just assumed that this game must have been on the list that they had. They put it on there, then got told very swiftly, hang on, that's not supposed to go on the website until this date because that's the date we're announcing it.
That's just as plausible. I think I would be surprised if this comes out in November, given that we are very nearly in October.
Do you want to bet? Yeah, I'll take a bet on it. I reckon it will be.
$5 it's not.
All right.
Okay. Right.
There we go.
It's recorded.
Alright, so yeah, more importantly though, if it did come out, other than your disappointment of losing £5,
yeah.
Would you be excited for it?
I would. I think I love the collection games. I do. I love having all of the games in one place, just to play at your leisure. With I suppose the best one for me, I think, is the Halo collection. I mean, it's just out of this world having all those games.
Literally.
I do enjoy having the collections.
No,
the best one ever to be released is obviously just around the corner.
Yeah, obviously. BioShock this November.
No, Uncharted.
Yeah,
Uncharted.
Next week after next.
Next week, I think.
Yeah. God damn it!
It is next week. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
First week of October, 9th, 8th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be very excited. BioShock for me was a really, really good game. And for people that haven't played it, it's definitely one that you will enjoy experiencing if and when.
If and when
it comes out. But we'll be sure to Well, now we made a bet on it. We'll be letting you know either way.
We will be letting you know. Yeah, money's involved.
Finally, another game that is coming this month, and now for free if you are, again, an Xbox One user, like everyone at this table is. EA Access EA are adding
Bioshock. No, we've moved on.
We've moved on.
Just so you know.
Just leave Bioshock in the past, Matt. They're adding Battlefield. They don't even own Bioshock.
No, I know.
Battlefield Hardline is going into the EA Access vault, which means all EA Access subscribers will get the game for free. And that's coming next month. Ash, you played the game when it came out.
I did.
You enjoyed the campaign for this, didn't you?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I played it twice, I think.
Okay.
Because I was going for the platinum. I still need to do a couple of online things. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was good. I thought the story was good. The gameplay was good. It wasn't overcomplicated. It was just an enjoyable game.
Yeah.
A very enjoyable game.
I'm very happy that it's been added because when you told me about it, you really sold me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to buy it because I was like, I'm not paying 40 quid just for like a 7-hour campaign thing. Yeah, I mean, but I'm only probably going to play once, personally.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that. I would say to enjoy it, it's probably about 15 hours, I would say, to enjoy it. But it's
decent length then.
It's alright. It's an alright game.
But yeah, so now that ever increasing in value EA Access subscription, I know I've kind of beat the drum of it quite a lot on here, don't I?
You have, but it's the one thing that I've not done. I've not got the EA Access.
Yeah.
But I've been I'm in an R, and okay, I won't for this because I've already got the game and I've played it. But there are more and more games, and I think as we get more of more games in the vault, so to speak, I think it'll be worthwhile, and you'll get your money's worth.
It seems to be most games are kind of going in now, EA games, within the year of them releasing them.
Yeah,
which is good. So, and you get your early accesses, your trials, of all these games. So
and it's just
if you're a sports
fan, it's even better.
Then, it's a no-brainer if you are into your sports.
Yeah, definitely.
But talking of sports, we will move on to the games now of this week. And first up was one of EA's biggest sports game, which is FIFA 16. Don't really need to go into too many details about what this game is. Everyone knows what FIFA is by now.
Yeah.
I've been playing it. You can check out Let's Play that I did last week. It's on the channel, showing you the new Ultimate Team Draft feature. So far, I'm enjoying it. It's FIFA. There's not really much more to say.
Is there ever really much of an improvement, would you say? I mean, you're a FIFA sort of through and through man, and you buy it most years, I think. Every year.
At the moment, I like it less than last year.
Okay.
Because it's annoying me, but it's a better game. Okay. Like there's been a few refinements which are good, but it's like when you have to retrain how to play a game.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I think when you're so used to it, and obviously you've been playing FIFA 15 right up until sort of last week, because it's a game that you just continue to pick up every now and again.
Play a
so
game
it's not like you played it 12 months ago and you can pick this one up and forget the controls. You're still very much used to what FIFA 15 does.
Yeah. It's mainly on the defensive side. People will see as they play it. You just can't be. You have to be more tactical, which I don't like. I don't like tactics. Like when I haven't got the ball, I just want to run and get the ball back as fast as possible. But now, if you're too
red card. Yeah.
If you're too aggressive, they just go by you far too easily. So it makes it a more balanced game.
Yeah. It's that level of realism you're trying to find in the game, isn't it? Yeah. You're trying to make it as true to real life and true to the real game as possible.
Which they've done.
Good.
But Pro Evo is there, and it's a more than suitable alternative based on all the reviews I'm reading this year. Like 9s pretty much across the board. So a lot of people are saying even Pro Evo is the best football game this year, but I haven't played it enough to be able to comment. So I like the licenses in 15, so I'll stay with it for now. Lego Dimensions, Ash. Another game that you can spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on for your son.
Yeah, another one. I'm sure we mentioned about this coming, didn't we? When it was,
when it was announced. Yeah.
And we said then, and we've said countless times before about how these games are just such a money spinner. for these firms. They, we had Skylanders, we've got Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
There's another one I'm forgetting as well.
What is the Amiibo?
The Amiibos.
Yeah.
And now we've got Lego Dimensions. So this is your sort of build your Lego characters. I mean, it makes sense really. I mean, if you've got any form of building or making something to then play in game, Lego is a great transition of that. And I think you've only got to look at the movies and the Lego franchise and how much scope they have got here to make this just an enormous thing.
Yeah, it's going to become its own genre itself. It's not. This isn't just a game. This is just a genre now.
You could almost have a console for this thing. I mean, it's going to be enormous. I think Lego does have the potential, I think, very easily to overtake the others that are out there of similar.
I think it's just, we look at it as video games, but I think now all we've got to look at it is it's more the evolution of kids' toys.
It is,
because you now have this capacity to make them so much more.
They're interactive, aren't they? They're all of a sudden your toys become interactive, that are moving, that you can control. It's I mean, I think for kids it's just fantastic.
But yeah, the Lego one, it's getting decent reviews, which I'm happy for. I just like that it's that extra level. It's not just you buy the character and you put him on the platform and he's in the game. This is you build the thing, put it on the platform, and then it goes into the game. Yeah. So that's really clever.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, it's not just characters. You're going to have vehicles,
everything, anything,
all sorts,
anything you can imagine, almost.
Yeah. It's good.
We've got Blood Bowl 2, which is another kind of sports game. It crosses American football with Warhammer not really my type of game. Not sure if it's really one for you.
Probably not for me, I don't think. It's.
I mean, maybe Dan if he was here, but he's not, so. Oh well. We'll just assume, Dan, that can be Dan's game for this week. But no, it's American football, but with some fancy characters. It's turn-based, so there's a lot more. Not that there's not strategy in American football, but it's a different kind of strategy.
It's the aspects of the sport, but then obviously different. I suppose it's a bit like Rocket League. It's you've got the sort of the structure of the sport in some way, but it's just with a twist.
Next up, we've got, I think it's Soma. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I'll go with Soma. You can go with Soma.
Want to bet? I don't know how we would prove this one.
No, we can't.
We can write an email to the developer, get him on our show with our 40 subscribers, so he can ask us what his name is. Well, the one question will be, what's the name of your game?
Yeah, how do you pronounce it?
So Soma, really interesting game on the PlayStation this week. It's kind of a sci-fi horror, atmospheric.
But this has really been under the radar. I mean, it's not a game that I've come across in the build-up or announcement or anything.
So
it's been.
How did you find? You said you just saw it.
I saw it on the PlayStation Store, and it was just a very last-minute thing. I didn't see it, a couple of weeks ago in the coming soon. It's not one of these big blockbuster games. I'm not actually familiar with who the publishers are, but they.
It's an indie game, so obviously it doesn't have the big marketing that all of these have around. And the reality is, it's coming in a time where we've got all these big titles coming. We said FIFA, we said Pro Evo, Madden. You talked about the Uncharted. All the media coverage is on the big AAA stuff that's coming up. That's always going to be the matter of it. So I think I've heard of the game before. So the information is obviously out there for the people that were following it.
Yeah. But this is just to give you an overview. This is sort of. I mean, my initial thoughts were, as soon as I saw some of the gameplay on it, I just thought Dead Space. I thought it's very similar looking to Dead Space. I think it's set underwater in under the Atlantic Ocean. I think you're in some sort of submersed submarine or plant of some kind. But it's quite an eerie. It's sort of I don't know if it's a survival horror as such, but it's
that's how it looks like.
Bordering that, I suppose.
There's a lot of. It's definitely, I'd call it survival horror. There's a lot. It's kind of more of a. I don't want to say a walking game because that makes it sound boring, but it's not about the combat. It's about it is about the survival.
Yeah.
So that's how it's set, and it's all kind of made me think Alien Isolation as well.
I was just going to say, yeah, I suppose the last game we've had that's been of this sort of style was Alien. I mean, okay, Until Dawn was a sort of horror game as such, but it was more story driven, so I don't think it's the same as this. But I suppose Alien was the last game we had that was similar to this. But this is getting good reviews.
Yeah, I'm excited to. I'm going to go and buy this week, definitely.
I think so.
I'm looking forward to giving it a go. We've got Extreme Exorcism.
Yeah,
which is
another scary sounding game.
Yeah, this one's got a bit of colour to it. You're in a haunted house, and basically it's an arena platform game, and there's ghosts that follow you around, but they mimic all your prior movements. So depending on where you've kind of gone in the level or the arena, will depend on whether or not you get kind of killed by the ghost.
Yeah,
so,
it looks like they sort of follow you to some extent, and
So it's it looks quite cool. It puts the more light-heartedness on. It's not as dark as the name suggests.
It's not. No. So, certainly don't let the name put you off thinking it's some very scary film. It's a scary game. It's not.
Next up, we've got Penarium.
Again.
Anyway. It's about a dude called Willie who is in this some sort of crazy circus, and he's trying to escape lots and lots of death traps, and everyone is cheering on, watching him, hoping that he dies. So
pretty much
again another comical twist to death.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of sort of Rogue Legacy to some extent. It looks like one of these where you've really got to try hard not to get killed, because there are just so many traps and knives and moving parts that you'll just get killed by. I think it's probably one that it might look easy looking at, say, a trailer of it, but I think it's going to
I
to surprise you. I think it's going to be quite difficult.
I like the look of this one as well. It does look like a fun little game.
It is.
So, talking of fun games, this was one that maybe will be my pick of the week. I'm still processing it in my mind. Guns, Gore and Cannoli.
Yeah.
Also a great name. Definitely wins Name of the Week.
Doesn't win Name of the Week.
This is basically set... It's like a gangster setting. A city has been overrun by kind of Italian mobsters and stuff like that. And you've just kind of come in to clean up the city. But the way you're cleaning up the city is just by shooting and burning everything in sight. It's just like a very violent kind of 2D... side-scrolling shooter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it looks really good fun, like really fast-paced, kind of good comedy value, good art style.
Yeah, art. I agree with you. The art style is really good, and it's possibly not a sort of game I would play, but yeah, definitely the art style is good.
Yeah, I liked it. Well, hopefully I like it. That's another one I want to pick up.
You can't have them all, Matt.
I know. This month coming is supposed to be Halo month as well.
Oh.
But I really want Soma and Gunscore and Cannoli.
Yeah.
Poltergeist. We've got 2 more games. Poltergeist, a pixelated horror where you are a poltergeist, basically. It's very...
So you're the poltergeist in this, whereas normally on games you would expect to be the person surviving the horror, but in actual fact you're the one doing the scaring. But it's a sort of you've got your menu of different things that you can interact with as a poltergeist, so a lamp or a vase of flowers, and the objective, I think we assumed, was to scare the residents in that house out of the property. So you've got to get them to leave out the door,
and be wary of the Ghostbusters because they are there. Not actually Bill Murray, obviously, because of rights. But
yeah. You can see that what they're trying to use there. But yeah, clearly there are. It's not just there are ways in which you can not be killed, because you can't die if you're lose.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Looks quite interesting though. A nice twist, like you said. And then closing out, we have Afro Samurai 2. This one basically. I don't like to normally admit kind of being so narrow-minded, but when I first searched for this, I saw GameSpot had given it 2 out of 10 and then decided not to read any more about it. I was like, well...
That's quite unlike you, actually.
I know it's when it's a 2. It's like...
I know.
And like Metacritic, it's like 1 star. It's like a 5 or 6, maybe. But it's a samurai game. you cut people up with a sword, beat them up like a ninja, but not very well apparently.
Yeah.
So
I would say that the game, the footage that we've seen, certainly from the trailers and reading some reviews, it's one of those games that you can probably give a miss, but
yeah.
We'll
if you want to play it,
we'll leave it to you to decide.
Up to you. So Ash, what's your? I think I know, but what's your game of the week?
It's got to be Soma or Summer or whatever.
It's definitely not Summer.
It's not Summer, is it? Nah, that sounds like too happy a name.
Yeah.
Soma. So yeah, I think the sort of survival horror-ish submarine-esque game is for me.
It's a good pick. Well, that makes my decision easier because I'm gonna go somewhere different now.
Obviously,
Soma's already being represented. Really, I should probably say FIFA, but I'm going to be a hipster this week and go with the lower budget games and go with Gunscore and Cannoli because I think it looks like a lot of fun and I'm
it's a good
excited.
Name.
It's a great name, and it's one that I'm excited to go and check out and hope it is as fun to play as it is. Or as fun as it looks, I suppose is the right thing I'm looking for. But FIFA's FIFA. It's good, but it's not a game where it's going to grab new people.
The thing is, you don't sort of have any. Oh, I wonder if this game's going to be any good. And I'm kind of excited for this game. It's just you know what's going to be in it. You know the content. You know the gameplay. What more is there to? There's nothing to be surprised at as such.
Exactly,
it's just a game to play.
It's just food emotions.
Yes.
If you're going to talk about which game I'm going to spend the most time with, then it's going to be FIFA, obvious list.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Cool. So that was reasonably efficient.
It is. We're not normally on the clock this good.
But we've done well without Dan dragging down the time.
Leave him alone. I'm going to stick up for Dan. Leave Dan alone.
It's not as fun when he's not here. I feel bad mouthing him.
Well, that's because the Xbox jokes aren't quite the same.
Yeah. That's where we've lost the time. It's 8 minutes of Xbox jokes normally. So, but no. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. As always, let us know in the comments down below what game you're most excited to play this week. What do you think of the voice actors going on strike and all the news we talked about? Let me know if you think I'm going to be right with the Bioshock collection. If you disagree, you don't need to comment. It's fine. Ash, thank you as always.
Thank you.
And everyone out there, we will see you all next time.